As many of you are well aware, our community center and ministry campus, it's been under construction all spring, all summer at the corner of Baxter and Love. We are, thanks to the hand of God, thanks to the fantastic work of our project manager and general contractor, Jesse Chase, his entire construction team, as well as the tremendous and humble leadership of our executive pastor, John Oakland. We are on schedule and on budget. Now, that is an amazing thing. Miraculous, really, considering that Jesse Chase, at the outset of this whole project, you've heard me say this before, he said, guys, I need 11 months to build that hulking monstrosity out there. I'm putting some words in his mouth, but he did say the 11 months part. I need the 11-month thing. And we said, how about 7? And he said, maybe. And well, doggone it, if he hasn't rallied the troops, and they're going to get it done. We'll hold our first weekend worship gatherings in there September 11th and 12th. I promise you, it will be a celebration of the goodness of God that you will not want to miss. And I think I want to bring a friend to it as well. Now, remember, church, that we are not building that thing for us. We did not build that thing for us. Because you see, everything about our lives, everything about our church community, everything about the ministries across the life of our church are not just for us to huddle up in little holy huddles, be warmed and filled together and say, well, aren't we blessed? Not a chance. Just like every single other thing we do around here, that building and that campus and those classrooms and that gym, worship center, activity center, that entire spread, the entire 40 acres at the corner of Baxter and Love, they're tools, really, that we're holding up to God. We're asking him if he would please pick them up and use them powerfully, mightily even, to reach people who are far from God all over the Gallatin Valley and beyond, and then help them grow up in their faith in him. It is not, folks, about us. It is not at all about us. It's not even primarily for us, frankly. Those facilities out there, they're really for all of the people across the Gallatin Valley who, if Jesus came back tomorrow, would spend a Christless, awful eternity apart from him in a very real place that the Bible calls hell. Hell is real, and we do not want anybody to go there. And so you see that building, that campus out there on the corner of Baxter and Love, it's really just sort of a giant roadblock that we're putting up on this road called life in order to make it hard for people from our little part of the world to go to hell. To make it hard for people from our little part of the world to go to hell. We don't want anyone to spend their eternity there. Not a single person. And because that is our driving core conviction, we're taking a quite unique tack with that campus, with that community center. It's not at all very common within the Church of Jesus Christ. There will not ever be a sign on the corner of Baxter and Love that says Journey Church. We're not going to do it. Why? It's theologically inaccurate, first of all, to call a building, a campus, a place, a church. The church, remember, is you and it's me, it's us. The church is people, not a place. If you read the New Testament and you see the letters that Paul wrote to the churches in the various cities, Philippi, Ephesus, etc., to the church at Philippi, for example, that is not like a physical address that he's writing them to. It's addressed to the church. It's addressed to the people, the Christ followers in a particular place. So for us to put up a sign that says Journey Church is not only theologically inaccurate, but second, it's something I like to call culturally tone deaf. It's culturally tone deaf. Why? Well, because there's upwards of 60% of the American population who have absolutely no inclination whatsoever toward the church in its traditional expression. Which means we're going to have to take an entirely different approach if our church is ever going to hope to reach and minister and serve those who would not darken the door of an ordinary church. So, at 40 acres at the corner of Baxter and Love, they're not going to be called Journey Church. But instead, they're going to be simply a place where we, the gathered community of Christ followers of Journey Church, where we'll gather on weekends throughout the week for worship gatherings and Bible studies and children's ministries and men's gatherings, women's Bible studies, student ministry gatherings, prayer gatherings, weddings, funerals, all manner of ministry that has and will continue to be central to our mission of reaching people who are far from God and growing them up in Christ. And at the same time, all of that is happening. It will also be a place where business leaders are trained, where community service groups hold weekly, monthly, yearly events related to their values, their mission, their purpose, where community sports teams will gather to practice and hold games, where musicians and artists and dancers will put their art on display for the community at large to enjoy, where eventually affordable world-class daycare will be offered to the single parents of our valley, where homeless people will find temporary shelter, where Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and senior citizens groups and moms groups and dads groups, those with disabilities of all kind, will find a home, will find a place to gather. It's a place, see, where boys and girls, men and women, young and old, who might not ever cross paths, intersect with the people of God, the church. It's a place where they'll run smack dab into God's people, smack dab into us, in a place, that place that we'll all share together. No strings attached. It's a place really whose description sounds an awful lot like a word from a bygone era. The word is common or commons. And if you look up the word common in Merriam-Webster's dictionary, you'll see that a common is a piece of land subject to common use, a public open area in a municipality, which gets right at what we want that 40 acres at the corner of Baxter and Love to be all about. A piece of land subject to common use, a public open area in a municipality. Which is why the management team of your church has chosen the name, the Commons at Baxter and Love, as the name of our community center and ministry campus. And our logo will look like this, which is what the sign will look like on the corner. There it is. A place that's made available, no strings attached, to people and groups and organizations simply because we, the Church of Jesus Christ, want to be a blessing to the community at large, because God has blessed us so immeasurably, and we want to be generous because God has been so incredibly generous to us, especially by the gift of his son, Jesus Christ, right? And we'll get to do that through the Commons at Baxter and Love for as long as Jesus Christ tarries, as we develop that facility, that campus, toward its full redemptive potential in the Gallatin Valley and hopefully beyond. It raises a question. Will the name of our church be changing? Not a chance. We are still Journey Church. When somebody asks where Journey Church meets, where Journey Church offices, it will simply be our offices are at the Commons at Baxter and Love, or to say it another way would be Journey Church meets at the Commons at Baxter and Love. You all get it. You're very smart people. The Commons at Baxter and Love. There you have it.